Who says agricole cocktails are simply about the tea punch? Today we've got the second kind of tiki-ish cocktail, if you like, coming in this series in the summer of cane juice. And we can call this tiki because I've got this recipe and next week's recipe from our friend Shannon Mustafa from this book, which is Tiki Modern Tropical Cocktails. And this is on page 34. This is the Isle of Martinique. Now we've got to do a little, as you'll see through the video, there's a little experiment with the rum, and I give you my thoughts on the rum I've used in this, and you'll find out, you'll listen to this. But this, I promise you, this if you're a daiquiri fan but love a little simple riffs on a daiquiri, you've got to get involved in this. This is absolutely phenomenal. Really, I'm going to gulp that as soon as the video's done. As soon as I've got the photos done, I'm going to gulp that. Amazing. What I want you to do though, in the comments below, bearing in mind I've just got a couple of weeks left of sort of Martinique and that, I want you to dive, and if you've got Guadeloupe cocktails, like Guadeloupe Agricole, I want you to dive in the comments below and let me know your cocktail, your tiki recipes, cocktail recipes, using kind of either Martinique or Guadeloupe. Or actually, let's get this going. We are going down cane juice route, so we've got Haitian rums, we've got Madeiran rums, we're going to be doing a little touch on Brazilian cachaça. If you've got any of those kind of tiki recipes that we don't really know about, drop them into the comments below, and then I can hopefully rock those out over the next coming 2 months. So this time, for the first time in ages, we've got a shaken cocktail. So we're going to get the guns out in this. Now, let me talk you through. This is a very, very simple 4-ingredient kind of cocktail, sort of loosely based on a daiquiri, kind of a daiquiri riff there. Now, let's go through. I'll go back to front. So we'll do the lime juice first. 22.5 mils, so 3/4 of an ounce of lime juice. Next up, we're going for honey syrup. As I always say, you know, I buy in my stuff because it's just easier for me. If you want to make it 2 parts honey, 1 part hot water, just to make it more runny honey. That is essentially what honey mix is. But we've got Monin honey syrup here. So 15 ml, half an ounce of that. Then next up, we go for the orgeat. The ongoing battle of how you say it. Let's go orgeat. Let's go orgeat. So 7.5 ml of that. There we go. Now the rum. Let me talk about the rum here. As I mentioned in last week's video, I was trying to get basically Rhum JM, the 50% gold rum. It's pretty much like searching the interweb, searching my supplies, pretty much one of the only go-to 50% sort of lightly aged, matured rums on the market that we can get here. Get plenty of Blanc 50%, but not sort of gold rum. So that's what I was on there. I couldn't get it in time. You're talking a couple of weeks, you know, and I wanted Martinique. I didn't want to do Martinique stuff like when I was talking about Guadeloupe and all that. So I've kind of stuck with the 40%. I could have gone this, and I could have gone the Select Barrel. And I think I might just bottle kill that. Now, what I'm going to find out from the tasting is actually, do we need that extra bit of depth of flavour? Do we need that 50%? I suspect we might do, but we can find out. There's no right or wrong with these two. I don't know. I'm just going for this. I should have enough here. So 60 ml of what Shannon calls for a 50% amber agricole. So 60 ml, 2 ounces. We should just perfectly, there we go, little tiny dribble left in the bowl. So I'm just going to give this plenty of ice and a good hard shake. Right, and then as if by magic, I've just got a nice, see, I can love doing tiki cocktails and like martini style, because I could get my 2 favourite. You know what's coming out next week, don't you? Which glass is coming out there. So double strain into a coupe, a Nick and Nora, whatever you've kind of got, martini glass. Lovely, jubbly, and then just to garnish, I'm gonna follow exactly what Shannon has done, and kind of go for a dried lime, and that is the Isle of Martinique. Now, I'm not going to kid you, kids. That is fantastic. Does it need a 50% agricole? Yes. What I would do to that, if I just had a 40%, is maybe maybe up the lime just a touch. Because the 40%, because you've got a little bit less alcohol kick, the honey, so you could sort of dial the honey back slightly. So what have we got? We've got 15 ml of honey. So you could sort of do like 10 ml of honey if you're using a 40%er. You could up the lime slightly, but you can tell instantly that if you've got that extra 10% ABV coming through in an Agricole, I do like the kind of aged Agricole going with this. I think the Blanc, we've got next week's is a Blanc, and that'll be a kind of an interesting take as well. But I do kind of like the aged kind of Agricole version of this. But for that ratio, I definitely do think you need the 50%er. But as I say, if you've got a 40%, perhaps the change you need to do is bring the honey down to 10 ml. But that is a flipping banger.